Welcome back to another episode of Pitstop Pals. Thank you for joining us on our race around the world here at the Reality Realm Network. My name is Kevin Oliver.
And my name is Bruce Heller. And bear with us again this week. We are still on a bit of a
And,
delay. We're working on that.
well, we're not working on it, but hopefully somebody's working on it.
Yeah, because this is kind of rough, but we'll power through.
No kidding. All right. This was uh, season 7, episode 8, entitled We Had a Bad Elephant. Bruce, who do you think said we had a bad elephant?
Gretchen,
Indeed, it was Gretchen once again.
I
This
have
is
a beef with her about that
Gretchen
elephant
gets to
challenge.
title a lot of episodes because she got in the top of it.
Yes, why are you riding on it? Your your partner
Because
and
she
a
thought
bunch
she
of
had
locals are
to,
helping push it. Why are you not helping? Why are you adding more weight?
because she didn't understand what she was supposed to be doing.
That's also a problem.
She's senile. Let's just blame it on that.
Fair enough. That was just my thought watching that though, is why are you riding on it? Help push.
I hear you. I hear you. You got any good quotes for me?
Um, 4.
Okay,
Toner
let's hear them.
sounds pretty delicious right now because either Lynn or Alex was talking about wanting to eat their skincare products because they just miss them so much.
Yes, on the train. Yeah.
I have run that elephant over.
Yep.
I hurt my
I had that
bottom
one.
so bad. It's so much fun. That was Kelly after the camel thing. And my Amber saying my camel didn't like me because it just decided to stop and walk in circles right before the finish line.
Yeah, that was wild. So I had a few too. Some of them aren't all funny. Like the first one was kind of a sweet moment when Gretchen was just like realizing just how kind the people of India had been to them, which I loved.
Yeah.
Uh, she got kind of emotional there at the beginning. Um, but and then she goes on to say he was pretty cute, the one that was helping us, as she tells her 70-year-old husband.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, when they were on the train, Joyce wrapped Uchenna in a scarf, and Uchenna says, "This is what I have to deal with." And she says, "You look like chic."
That's funny.
Um, um, let's see here. It's tough organizing Indian labor.
I did hear that. I almost wrote that down. That was, yeah, that's
That
pretty on
was
brand.
Rob. I also have Joyce on the way to the fast forward. I have Joyce on the way to the fast forward saying, "Oh, I hope it's not a head shaving. That freaks me out."
And then it was.
And then I have run that elephant over. Yeah. I have run that elephant over. And I said, "Screw you, Lynn," afterwards.
At
Um,
least it wasn't a real elephant he was saying that about.
Gretchen was treating the driver of the rickshaw like a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he was saying it about Meredith and Gretchen. It was their elephant.
true. Which the size cart they were in, you're absolutely not running an elephant over.
But anyway,
It's gonna bounce off of it.
Yeah. Okay. And then after Joyce had her head shaved, she looked at Uchenna and said, I've got a big forehead like you now.
Yeah, that was a cool scene.
But then there was a beautiful quote from Uchenna afterwards. It seemed like there was this blossoming with Joyce. The more the hair came off, the more she got brave. And I was overwhelmed with pride.
That's cool. I love that. That whole scene was just kind of cool to me.
It was. And he kept reinforcing that she was beautiful, which was a beautiful thing in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then they both said, we're bald together now.
Yeah.
Gretchen let us know that she had an obstinate camel. Lynn, I can't believe we're at the wrong palace, in which I wrote down afterwards, hashtag first world problems.
Nice. Also, I don't think it's the first time they've done that, where thought they were going to the pit stop and went to the wrong place. I feel like they've done that
For
before.
real. And then they were back in their rickshaw, and Alex says, I've run out of fingernails to bite, to which Lynn replies, I'm gonna have to start on my toenails.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember thinking, hey, this was before foot fetishes were a thing.
And then finally Gretchen says, we had a slow elephant, a slow tuk tuk, and a slow camel.
The elephant would have not been as slow if you would have helped push instead of adding more weight to it. I just want to point that out again.
To be fair, I don't know how much help Gretchen would have been pushing.
She wouldn't have been help pushing, but the extra weight wouldn't have been added to it. Like it's not
That's
just
fair.
that she wasn't pushing. It's
Hey,
just
is our delay gotten a little better?
it's in and out, but
Okay, because you replied really fast to that last thing.
yeah, I don't know. It comes and goes. I apologize to the audience, but yeah, it's not that she would have been a ton of help pushing, but her
Interesting.
body weight being on top of it makes
Yeah.
it harder for
Versus
everyone else.
Church doesn't have good voice.
Yeah, they're fixing it. So, yeah, that was
Yeah,
a
her body
funny
weight
quote, though.
did not help. Anyway, time to get into yeah, time to get into this actual leg of the race. Now that we've gone through our quotes, we are reminded that this is what we now know as mega um, of one leg, where they do two detours, two roadblocks, and uh, we are reminded of that. And Phil starts with who will be eliminated next, and I wrote down Gretchen and Meredith question mark, and once again I was wrong.
Me too.
As was Bruce.
Usually I am wrong.
This usually you are wrong. That is true. Now the delay is really bad. Anyway, they started the race in Lucknow, India, or this second half of this leg in Lucknow, India, where they had to go to the train station across the street from the mat where they met Phil for their next clue. And they had to board a train on platform 2, and they had no idea where the train was going, which is kind of scary if you ask me.
Yeah, and they're on the train for like 24 hours too.
Correct. I wrote down some reactions from the different teams as they met Phil and got their next clue instead of finding out that the leg was over, Amber just sighed. Ron says, "Whoa." But then Uchenna says, "Whoa." Very different. Alex says, "Oh no." And when we find out that from Alex that this leg has been going on for days and days, they need a break. And the only person that had a positive reaction to this is not the end of the leg is Gretchen's, "Oh, thank God." Because now they've basically been saved twice at this point.
Yeah. So.
And so they go across the street to the train station. It's 1:00. The train boards at 9. So that everybody's going to be on even playing ground at this point. So they get on the train, and at 1 a.m., this creepy old bald man walks through the train and wakes them all up from their beds, because this is a train with beds, and gives them their clue that they open and sees that they're going to have to find their next clue at the John Purr train station. And they find out from the bald, creepy guy that the train will be arriving at the John Purr train station at 10 or 11 p.m. approximately, which will mean that they'll be on the train for, as Bruce said, about 24 hours. But that train kind of looks comfy.
Yeah, it does. It has beds on it.
At first, you had 25.
No, 24. But
at first, you had 25.
The train looks comfy. It has beds on it. Most of them were sleeping when the clue man arrived, which kind of a weird way to wake up to is just a stranger in your room. But,
especially that stranger.
Yeah, but he has a clue, so he's a nice stranger.
Yeah, he just looked kind of creepy, though. Walking through the train station like this.
Yeah. It'd be nice if he brought candy.
But he didn't.
I actually don't trust candy from strangers. If anyone listening to this is a child, that's a bad idea.
Well, Bruce, you just really corrupted some kids. So
I'm going to have angry parents contacting us now.
Yeah, you're going to get us sued.
Well, joke's on them. I don't have any money for them to take from me in a court of law. Well, not that much of it. So
they're going to take your new car.
Well, even that's 8 years old. It's just new to me.
8 years old is still pretty new in comparative. My car is 18 years old.
True, and my old one was 14, so that makes sense. But still, I don't. If they think they're gonna get just a ton from me by suing me, joke's on them.
If you say so. Anyway.
Moral of the story, don't accept candy from strangers. And I think the delay is gone right now. So that's good.
Hey, that's cool. Anyway, we're told that we need to make your way 1 mile to the Seder market. They have to go up to the second level of this tower and find the next clue. And they all get there, and it doesn't open till 10 a.m. And so, once again, everybody's on an even playing field, and they go hotel rest for the night, where Rob talks the hotel manager into following around all day and pointing, basically telling him where he needs to go.
For free, by the way. He's been doing
for free.
This has kind of been his move a lot of the season, is to get a local to show them around. But
he offered money.
Pays them for it. This guy didn't charge them anything.
He even asked, how much would this cost? And he said, free of charge.
Missed opportunity by the hotel manager guy.
For sure. Also, while that night is going on, Alex and Lynn crash a wedding.
Yeah, that was cool, actually.
It was. They were like dance in the middle of this dancing section, and then we cut to Meredith standing on the balcony of his hotel room watching this, dancing himself. It was great.
Yeah.
Great TV moment. Um, oh my gosh, that was. I never need to see that again.
We were talking about dancing. So for those of you not watching on YouTube, I started dancing.
I just realized there was no dancing at the wedding we were at yesterday.
True. Still a ton of fun though. And we have our first ever guest
Yeah,
for
for
this
sure.
show coming up for you guys.
Um,
I think we do.
yeah, this spring when we have, yeah, we don't have a date or anything, but this
I'll say this. You
spring when
guys
we
think we
are
get off topic
recapping the
now. When this person is on with us, the shenanigans level is going to be a lot higher.
for real, and we're gonna be attempting to recap a new episode at that point. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Um. Anyway, Meredith and Gretchen were the first into the Seder market, and I put only time we're ever going to see first place by their name.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're right.
Mm-hmm. But we find out that there is a fast forward here. Bruce, do you want to explain the fast forward?
The fast forward is when you go out of your way to do a task, and then you get to go straight to the pit stop afterwards.
Yes, but what was this fast forward? That's what I meant.
Oh, I did not realize that's what you meant. This was a funny story. Kevin said earlier, one of Joyce's quotes was, "Oh," and I don't know how she thought of this. She goes, "Oh, I hope it's not that we have to shave our heads." Well, guess what? That's exactly what it was.
And they wouldn't tell them until they got there.
Yeah.
They just told them that it was a Hindu ritual.
Which the fast forward itself was actually a really powerful scene because Joyce didn't want to do it. She loved her hair, and she just was kind of weirded out by this whole thing. But she did it anyway, made a huge sacrifice for her and Uchenna and their
Well,
team and their race. And this was just really cool watching them.
which we'll talk about more when we get to that. Which we'll talk about more when we get there, because it takes them a while to get there.
Well, that was my thoughts on it. So you can talk about it when we get there.
Okay, that's why we try to stay in order, Bruce.
Well, that's what I thought, but you asked me to explain it too soon.
No, this is when we found out what the fast forward was. I wanted you to tell them what the task was.
Head shaving.
That's what I asked. Okay. It wasn't too soon. I'm going in order. We got the clue for the fast forward right now.
Solar panels. Anyway, where were we? Oh, the delay's back.
Is it? I stared at you for a long time.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like waiting to hear what I had to say.
Nope. I was just giving you an evil eye because of what you said.
I'm okay with that.
Joyce and Uchenna decide that they are going to go to the head shaving, but then when we see the fast forward, we also see that there is a detour clue here: trunk or dunk. Do you want to explain what trunk and dunk are?
Yeah, so trunk is, let me pull up my notes just in case I wrote down any specifics. Yeah, so with trunk, you have to transport this big, heavy elephant statue on wheels, half a mile.
It weighs 600 pounds.
Yeah, and so the thing is, it's heavy, and even though it's on wheels, you'll have to get locals to help you. And if you can do that, it'll be over quicker. Dunk is dyeing these sheets different colors. And then after a whole bucket of them, when they're fully dyed, the clue will appear on one of the many sheets.
One of the 25.
And yes, one of the many. And so it's a lot easier and less work, but it takes longer. So, and nobody chose that one, actually.
Correct. Gretchen and Meredith chose to go with the detour, not the fast forward. Out. Just a second here. Just a second. I'll be right back.
All right, show and tell time, everyone. And I'm not in a room. I'm just kind of in a room at the church right now, so I don't have a ton around me. These are my Mountain Dew cans I brought to record with. Mountain Dew tastes very good. I have a strong like for Mountain Dew and its various flavors, other than Major Melon, which is just okay. I'm not a big fan of watermelon flavored things, to be honest with you. Don't know why. It's my least favorite Jolly Rancher also. So Major
Why are
Melon.
you hating on watermelon?
Oh, so you know how when you're gone I do show and tell? I picked up my soda can.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what your problem with watermelon is.
Oh, I just don't like watermelon. I don't dislike it. It's just of the Mountain Dew flavors, Major Melon is my least favorite, and of the Jolly Ranchers, the watermelon Jolly Rancher is the one I like the least. Both are still good. I just one has to be in last place.
That's fair. But watermelon Jolly Ranchers aren't the worst.
Which one is?
Green, apple.
Okay, it's not my favorite, but I like it better than the watermelon one. The best is probably blue raspberry or cherry.
I'm a cherry person.
Those are the two. Yeah, cherry's good. I love blue raspberry flavored things. I like the blue ices also. So
But also, the tropical Jolly Ranchers are bomb.
I discovered at the wedding yesterday Jolly Rancher gummies exist, and those are incredible.
They
And
were
the
good.
Jolly Rancher sticks, those
Yeah,
are
those are
good,
good.
but they're hard to eat. They're a weird size. They're too big for how hard they are.
That's why you just stick the whole thing in your mouth like this.
I know, that just feels awkward. I'd rather have the small ones. Those
You're
are good.
fine.
The Jolly Ranchers are A plus.
I agree. Anyway, like you, so Alex and Lynn, they decided they were going to go for the fast forward. Then they realized that Joyce and Uchenna were, and they realized it'd be a waste of time because they weren't going to beat them there. So they went back to the detour where everybody else was already doing the elephant. Nobody did dunk. And Gretchen just decides that she's going to climb in the top of the elephant, unlike anybody else.
I just want to know where this idea came from.
It's Gretchen. What do you expect?
Not a ton, but more than this.
Everybody else is helping push, but Gretchen's riding the elephant. But they got there eventually.
And then later she realized, has a moment like, oh, I could have been helping push and help got that done quicker.
Yeah, she was mad at herself.
Good. I was mad at her too.
Also, Rob and Amber's elephant's tail fell off.
Yeah, PETA probably didn't like that, even though it's a fake animal.
Yeah. And then Gretchen and Meredith during this challenge had like 37 kids helping them. They were like, we need some fully grown people, but they had all these kids helping them.
They had a whole like little army of children helping them.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And that's when we find out that it's tough organizing Indian labor.
Yeah.
From Rob.
That was also something.
Because the dude is just grabbing people and pulling them along. It's like, here, come push. Here, come push.
As he does.
But anyway, they finish this task. They get to the elephant. Yes, the delay's back. We get to the elephant drop off, get our next clue, and it says proceed to Diora Krishy Farm, 8 miles away. travel by rickshaw and to this place where there's a festival where you will receive your next clue. And it's at this point that Ron and Kelly tried to steal Sanjay from Rob and Amber, but it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And we see a beautiful moment here where Meredith is exhausted while still trying to take his army of children to help him with the elephant, and Kelly yells at the crowd of Indians to for people to help Meredith.
Yeah, and
I just thought that was a sweet moment.
That's when I realized, wait a second, Gretchen's riding on top. Why isn't she helping him? It didn't click in my mind until that moment that she was there.
She'd been there for so long at that point.
I know. I was taking notes. I was doing other things, and I think I knew she was up there, but it didn't click in my head that like she's not supposed to be until I saw how tired he was.
Mm-hmm.
But
while this is happening, Joyce and Uchenna still have not been able to find the temple where they have to go for the fast forward. Like, these teams are finishing the detour, getting to the roadblock, and Joyce and Uchenna have not even got to their fast forward yet.
yeah.
But the first two teams, Ron and Kelly, Rob and Amber, they get to the roadblock where we find out who's ready to steer their team in the right direction. Race, camel, carts. You have to run or race 2 laps around the course while you're in this cart that's being pulled by a camel, and you're in charge of the camel and getting him to do things. Amber, Kelly, Lynn, and Meredith are the ones who completed this. Which one of us would do this, Bruce?
That looks fun.
I agree.
Either one of us. I think we both want to.
Fair enough.
I didn't know camels could go fast, though, so I learned that.
Camels could what?
Go fast.
Oh, yeah.
Can we just take a bunch of them and go to like some horse track somewhere and have the like camel tucky derby and have a bunch of camels run a loop, like a race against each other?
Yeah. Are you gonna pay for this?
Of course not. We just talked about people that sue me would have nothing to gain from it. So I don't have money to transport camels to Kentucky.
Well, I doubt it's gonna happen then.
So we go on Shark Tank.
I am not going on Shark Tank for this.
And we just pitch them, hey, give us money to move camels and transport them to Churchill Downs so we can race them against each other.
No, I'm not doing that. I am not putting my name on this project.
I just want to see Kevin O'Leary's reaction to this mostly.
Okay, you go DM Kevin O'Leary.
No, I'm scared actually. If you want to watch all the camels run against each other on a horse track, though, that'd be really funny.
I'll be a camel jockey, but I'm not going to be a part of the Shark Tank thing.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of scared of that now, actually, now that I think about how they'd react. We get Elon
so once
to
again,
invest.
Lynn is complete. There you go. DM Elon.
I feel like he actually might, though.
From your personal, not the Pitstop Pals account.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Lynn is once again complaining about prices, this time with the rickshaw. He thought the taxi driver was trying to screw him over. He thinks everybody's trying to screw him over.
He has a victim complex.
Yeah. And Joyce and Uchenna finally get to the temple where they find out that they do have to shave heads. And Joyce says, I knew this was going to happen. And she's upset. Uchenna says, you don't have to do this. And she said, we're not going home. We're doing this. And I said, Joyce is for it. And in all caps, let's go. She won me over here. Joyce is my woman now. That lady's got it going on here with ignoring the fact that I'm losing all this beautiful hair for the sake of staying in this race.
Yeah, very powerful scene. Not only her being willing to make that sacrifice, but him comforting her through it so well the whole way. I love this scene so much.
She was crying through the haircut. He felt awful. He was giving her hugs. He was constantly reassuring her. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut back to the camels, where Amber's camel is pissed at her for some reason. She's evidently not a good camel driver. And Meredith's camel sat down at one point.
Yeah. Amber's camel got like this close to being done and then decided to just start walking in circles for a little bit right in front of the finish line.
Yeah, that was great. But Joyce gets her hair shaved. Robin, Amber, and Ron and Kelly finish their camel things, and we proceed to pit stop clue to go to Jaswat Thada, which is the tomb of an ancient burial. Evidently, it's a palace, and it's 6.5 miles away from the roadblock. And on the way there, Ron and Kelly had to stop for gas. Fun fact. For the second time in this race. You there?
That's unfortunate for them that keeps happening to them.
Definitely. But here we are at pit stop, Just Thada. Joyce and Uchenna, team number one. Once again, no freaking reward. I'm angry.
Yeah, anger. Arrgh.
I love Rob and Amber, but why is it that only when Rob and Amber win rewards are given?
Ron and Kelly have gotten at least one.
No, they've won multiple legs and got no rewards.
Huh. Interesting.
But fun fact, Ron and Kelly are also not together anymore.
Gosh, that's disappointing. That's the case with a few this season.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a photo finish for second and third between Ron and Kelly and Rob and Amber. And then it just pans to Sanjay up on top of the hill clapping. But Ron and Kelly get second. Rob and Amber get third. Meredith and Gretchen come in fourth. They're still in her, baby.
How?
Officially the oldest team to make it this far in the race.
Good for them. That is awesome. I don't know how they keep,
Yes.
but I love it.
Me either. And then we get to Alex and Lynn, team number 5, because they went to the wrong place. They are eliminated, but they have a good attitude, and I thought it was beautiful. I kind of jotted down here Alex and Lynn, a quote from Lynn as they were leaving. I can't think of anything that can compare to the joy we have received from the people on this race and the people we've met around the world. It's the most amazing experience we could have ever had. That was from Lynn. And it's when I realized he is a human. He has emotions. It's not just an I hate Rob robot.
I know, he's a real boy. Who knew? Pinocchio would be so proud.
I found the quote beautiful. It made me it made me feel like they were leaving on a good note in my eyes.
Me too.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate knowing he's a real boy.
What are your thoughts? Yeah. What are your thoughts leaving this episode, going into the final 4?
I just can't believe Meredith and Gretchen are still here somehow. Like, that's wild.
For sure. I agree. And to tell you the truth, I think we're gonna have two more legs with them.
Yeah, you said you think another NEL is coming.
I think that's next week.
Hopefully.
Well, uh there's three more episodes, only four teams. It about has to be an NEL.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I see here. Um, like I said, Lynn and Alex, uh, they were very controversial at times, made us mad at times, but they also had some great moments. They were great racers, and though they weren't our favorites,
Yeah.
um, they played a good game. Do you have any final thoughts on Lynn and Alex?
I'm glad they left on a good note. They were great at the game. They were entertaining sometimes. I did think they were a robot for like half the season, like you said, but
Mhm.
good season
Yeah,
for them.
for sure. Um, Power rankings. You got them ready? Who's in your number four, Bruce?
Well, it's Brooke and Robbie again, but it's also Meredith and Gretchen.
Oh, it's a tie.
Uh-huh.
Okay, makes sense. For me, I also had Meredith and Gretchen here. Um, we keep doing this, and they keep proving us wrong. But the luck's got to run out eventually.
Yeah, they have to. It has to. They can't just and they're friendly cockroaches, but the thing with cockroaches is they never go away. They can't just keep being cockroaches the whole time. Like the luck's gonna run out at some point. The bug
Right.
will get squashed at some point.
Right. Who's your number three?
Even though they won this leg, I'm gonna go with you, Chenna and Joyce. They won this leg, but
Whoa. Okay.
getting to, they didn't like getting to the fast forward took a while. Like they barely finished first. And also they haven't been they won this time, but they haven't been as strong and as consistently good as these other two teams ahead of them.
That's valid. My number three team here is Ron and Kelly.
Wow.
Uh, yeah. So I think that even though they are probably my favorite team, um, I don't know, man. The vibe. I still can't. I'm not. I haven't been able to shake the vibe from uh 2 episodes ago,
Oh, the
where
piece of trash redneck episode.
mm-hmm,
That's
I'm
fair.
I'm still there. And so, I mean, it's like splitting hairs here when we get down to the final four, but somebody's got to be third. And I'm right now, I'm going there.
Someone's got to be the watermelon.
Yeah. All right. Who you got in two?
Hmm. Ron and Kelly. Again, these first two teams, like I've said for a few weeks, are basically even in my mind. They're finishing close together every week. I just, like you said, we had that a couple weeks ago, and I think they're past it, but something has to break the tie. So I'm going to use that and just say Rob and Amber have a stronger team
Fair enough.
chemistry.
In two, I had, that's fair. In two, I have Rob and Amber. Um, they are really good. Um, super strong team. They are consistently doing well. Um, but it's more about wanting to put the team I put at one at one more than not, or more than wanting to put Rob and Amber at two, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Rob and Amber are your number one,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Do you want to speak on that anymore, or
I mean, I've spoken on it a lot this season. I don't know what else to say at this point.
hang on? Hang on, I got a phone call coming in.
Okay. So while he's on the phone, I guess I will take you guys back to show and tell. So this is a water bottle that's just sitting here on this table I'm using. Not sure much about it. It's a bottle of water, so there's not much to tell.
I'm back.
Oh, good. I tried to show and tell a water bottle, then realized I didn't have anything to tell about it.
Oh, nice. Anyway, my number one is Joyce and Uchenna.
Wow.
And it's kind of like um it has a lot to do with where where I see them heading based on Joyce just freaking did that thing, shaving her head completely. If
Mm-hmm.
if if either if Robin Amber or Ron and Kelly would have been the ones to go do that, I don't think Amber or Kelly could have done that.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I think I think Joyce has got the something special.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm rewarding them for that.
Good on you.
Mm-hmm. Um, and so that is the power rankings for the week. Um, man, let me tell you guys, Bruce and I just had a great week. We spent Wednesday night in Chicago at a Survivor watch party. Bryson Wynn presents Chicago Survivor 47 watch party. And boy, was it incredible, huh, Bruce?
It was so much fun. Ton of driving. I was physically exhausted just from that, but completely worth it. Can't wait to do it again next Survivor season, hopefully. And hopefully convince my co-host on my other show, Tribal Council Chat, to meet us there next season.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We got to meet a lot of the players from this season. Oh, fun fact. Bryson Winter in Philadelphia this week, and Ricky and Cesar are going to be there.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, um, everyone left in this season of Survivor whose name isn't Sue was at this party. And
And
of
I even, what?
and everyone from that group whose name isn't Caroline, I got a picture with.
Me
So,
too.
which is annoying, which is kind of annoying, but mostly funny because I stood right next to Caroline for like 3 or 4 minutes waiting,
At
like waiting
least.
to get a picture with someone else, hoping Caroline would have a break in her conversation that I could just quickly ask for a picture. And that never came up, but so I was that close.
And I got to FaceTime with Jelinski on Bryce Isaiah's phone.
Yes, and then he followed you on Instagram the next day, didn't he?
And then he followed me on Instagram. I made it on his Instagram story. I DM'd with him. But
Nice.
that's just a weird sentence. Everything about that is a weird sentence. Not only that I FaceTimed Jelinski, but that it was on Bryce Isaiah's phone.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And also,
Yeah.
one of the least surprising parts of this party at one, because like the episode itself is only like half the party. Like it really gets going after the episode. Like they had a DJ there, and at
Yeah.
one point, Bryce Isaiah was standing on the bar with the microphone, singing and dancing to whatever song was playing,
Yeah.
which is just
Awesome dudes.
on brand. Love that.
It was great. Um, but yeah, Bruce, you want to plug anything from Reality Realm Network as we wrap up?
Check out Tribal Council Chat 47's in full swing. We have some cool things we're trying to line up as 47 nears a close. New Generation Challengers is doing their thing. And also, my favorite college football team is playing against Kevin's favorite college football team this Friday. So go Tigers.
Boo. Go Razorbacks. And in a week's time, a week and a half's time, I will be making my guest spot on Tribal Council chat. So check in, not just that week, but every week, as Bruce and Brett have some good takes on there. They do a good job there, but definitely come listen to me in a couple weeks.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be fun.
Definitely. All right. So you all have a great Thanksgiving week. It's about time. What are you doing? Okay. It's about Thanksgiving here. We're recording this on Tuesday. Thanksgiving is on Thursday, obviously. And so you guys have a great holiday. We'll catch you next week. Um, the world's waiting for you. Good luck.
Travel safe. Go.
Bruce,
Yeah.
go.
Ow. I said it first, though.